in Zambia, connecting you to the newsmakers and events that make news in the global village.
Good evening. This is the 5FM Radio Main News. The headlines. Lumezi by-elections to go ahead. Kikonge mine death toll rises to 8 as rescue search for other accident victims continues. And Trump's Iran dilemma exposes bitter split in President Seiko. This bulletin is live on our Facebook 5FM Radio Zambia and YouTube 5FM Radio Zambia. With the details, my name is Lance Sannie Banda. Over 8 illegal gold miners are feared dead after a tunnel collapsed and buried them alive in the Kakawa gold rush mining in Mfumbo district in northwestern province. So far, the death toll has confirmed by the Zambia police has risen to 8. Police Public Relations Officer Ray Hamonga confirmed the development to 5FM News, saying the victims, all gold diggers, are feared dead when the earth collapsed on them as they were mining for gold. Mr. Hamonga disclosed that the incidents happened yesterday and has since confirmed that 8 bodies have so far been recovered from the site.
Yesterday, 17th June, police were alerted that illegal miners had been buried alive after collapsed in the Kakawa gold rush mining area. Officers quickly mobilized and responded, managing to retrieve 2 bodies by 10 hours, and by 17:45, 3 more bodies had been retrieved. Preliminary investigations revealed that the miners had dug dangerously weak tunnels under an anthill, which eventually gave way to the constant and unirrigated digging. The incident occurred in the early hours of 17th June 2025 at approximately 03 hours. The tragic event was officially reported at 10 hours by Miss Transi Zulu, age 41, of Zone A in Mfumbo district. She reported that her nephew, Mr. Eldred Molowa, age 36, of Kito Township, was among the victims.
The Electoral Commission of Zambia ECZ has maintained that the Lumezi parliamentary by-election will go as planned despite the country mourning its 60th Republican president. The commission says it cannot postpone the by-election, as doing so contravenes the provisions of the constitution which stipulate that the by-election must be held within 90 days of the occurrence of a vacancy in the National Assembly. ECZ Chief Electoral Officer Brown Kasaro disclosed this in a statement made available to the media. Mr. Kasaro reiterated the Commission's commitment to upholding the rule of law and ensuring that electoral processes are conducted in line with the supreme law of the country and the Electoral Process Act. Mr. Kasaro further stressed that all preparations for the Lumezi parliamentary by-election will proceed as planned and scheduled, with full respect for the prevailing circumstances and in observation of the national mourning protocols as may be applicable. In the meantime, the Commission has announced that the ballot papers for the Lumezi by-election and 2 other ward elections will arrive tomorrow, Thursday, 19th June 2025 at 14:30 hours through the Kenneth Kaunda International Airport on Emirates Flight EKO 713. Government, through the Ministry of Water Development and Sanitation, is currently undertaking a feasibility study for the construction of a dam in Chongo district at a tune of 4.35 million kwacha aimed at securing Lusaka's long-term water supply. The study, which is at 70% complete, aims to give guidance on the development of a system capable of saving over 313,000 residents. Speaking when he delivered a ministerial statement on strategic water supply interventions in Lusaka province on the floor of the National Assembly today, Water and Sanitation Minister Colin Zovu announced that the dam is designed to store 8 to 10 million cubic meters of water, with the projected daily abstraction of up to 45,000 cubic meters. In the meantime, the minister highlighted noted that the recent climate-induced drought worsened water production in the province, dropping to 265,000 cubic meters from the average of 350,000 cubic meters current daily production. This is against a daily demand of 480,000 cubic meters.
Water supply during power outages, which have caused water stress in a lot of areas because of the energy challenges. Madam Speaker, on rural and sanitation service delivery, following the 2018 policy revision assigning rural water service provision to commercial utilities, there's been studies underway in Rufunsa and Kafue rural to identify sustainable options for underserved rural communities. The two towns are expected to receive pipe water in 2027. Water quality and monitoring to improve water treatment efficiency. US $430,000 for on-site chlorine generation plant is being constructed at Stewart Park with support from USAID. Construction is near completion and the
A delegation of Zambian government officials led by Disaster Management and Mitigation Unit DMMU Director for Disaster Humanitarian Operations Manager, Mr. Amos Mumba, and Food Reserve Agency FRA Acting Executive Director, Mr. Justin Chunka, is in Sumbawanga, Tanzania, to oversee the loading of the final consignment of maize purchased under a government-to-government contract. This consignment marks the concluding phase of Zambia's maize importation initiative from Tanzania, launched in response to the severe drought that affected the country during the 2023-24 farming season. The maize importation program, which commenced in August 2024, has seen a total of 195,000 metric tons of maize successfully transported into Zambia. While in Sumbawanga, the delegation toured some depots where the last batch of maize is being loaded for transportation to various FRA storage depots in Zambia. This strategic move is part of the government's continued efforts to strengthen national food security. Mr. Chunka confirmed that the final consignment is now en route to Zambia and is expected to arrive within the next 7 days. He expressed appreciation to the Zambian government for facilitating the entire process, to the government of Tanzania for their continued collaboration, and to the transporters and FRA staff for their diligence in ensuring that all maize met Zambia's stringent quality and safety standards. Speaking during the same visit, Mr. Amos Mumba emphasized the importance of regional partnerships in addressing food insecurity. He further noted that despite the complexity of the operation, the mission was a success due to coordinated efforts among multiple stakeholders. Also present during the mission, Ministry of Agriculture Assistant Director, Agribusiness and Marketing, Mr. Peter Zulu, confirmed FRA and DMMU for their commended rather FRA and DMMU for their efficient execution of the maize importation exercise. The officials have since reaffirmed government's commitment to safeguarding the welfare of its citizens through timely, collaborative, and impactful responses to national emergencies. This is according to a press statement issued by Matthews Musukwa, Senior Information, Education, and Communications Officer at DMMU, and in other news trending this evening. Another impasse has arisen regarding the funeral arrangements and repatriation of late former President Edgar Chagwa Lungu's remains, as the Lungu family accuses the government of breaking the promise on the agreement. Pumulo Mundia, a concerned citizen, has formally lodged in a complaint with the police regarding the actions by the Patriotic Front Party PF leadership in organizing and hosting a parallel state funeral and opening a book of condolences in honor of the late 60th Republican President Edgar Chagwa Lungu. Up next, business news.
5FM Radio Business News. We mean business. Keep you current in commerce, trade, and industry, local and global. It's our business to keep you informed about business.
The Zambia Compulsory Standards Agency ZICSA has seized 282 crates of expired Mosilite PF Reminium distributor in dollar, valued at 78,960 kwacha. This followed a tip-off from a whistleblower in Dollars Pamosi Township on the scale of expired clear beer, contrary to the provisions of the Zambian Standards ZS 430 Clear Beer Specification and the Compulsory Standards Act No. 3 of 2017. The agency has since restricted the products pending disposal in a bid to protect consumers as provided for by the Compulsory Standards Act. The agency warns of punitive actions against entities supplying non-compliant products on the market, as such products pose a risk to the public health and safety. The agency is urging the public to be vigilant and inform ZICSA upon encountering any suspicious products covered by compulsory standards to the nearest ZICSA office. ZICSA is committed rather to enforcing compulsory standards in a bid to protect the health and safety of consumers. The agency has enhanced its enforcement, public education, and stakeholder engagements across the country to ensure that only safe products are traded on the Zambian market. Meanwhile, the agency has disposed of 1,610 cases of now compliant packaged Royal Sachets water, which were seized from the Precision Royal Beverages Limited factory last year following the conclusion of administrative processes. ZICSA is a statutory body under the Ministry of Commerce, Trade and Industry, established by the Compulsory Standards Act No. 3 of 2017 to administer, maintain and ensure compliance with compulsory standards for the purpose of public safety and health, consumer and environmental protection. Ends the business news.
5FM Radio Business News. We mean business. Keep you current in commerce, trade, and industry, local and global. It's our business to keep you informed about business.
And in foreign news, the dilemma of whether the U.S. should join Israel in attacking Iran or stay out of the offensive altogether has exposed divisions among U.S. President Donald Trump's supporters. The Republican president reportedly is considering helping target the Islamic Republic's nuclear facilities following a meeting with his national security advisors in the White House Situation Room now on Tuesday. On the campaign trail, Trump often railed against stupid endless wars in the Middle East, but also maintained that Iran can't have a nuclear weapon. The possibility that he might draw the U.S. into another foreign entanglement has pitted the isolationist and hawkish wings of his party bitterly against one another. And in sports news, the 2025 National Women's League playoffs kicked off with a thrilling display of talent as teams from across Zambia began their quest for promotion to the Zambian Premier League Women's National League. Matches were played at Lusaka Municipal Sports Club, Munis, across two designated fields, Munis A and B. In Group A, Valley Queens of Eastern Province marked their return to the playoffs with a hard-fought 1-0 victory over Chipembele Police Queens of Luapula Province. Letila Daka scored the lone goal of the match in the 46th minute to seal all 3 points. In the second fixture of the group, Young Green Buffaloes girls of Lusaka urged Kalumbila Queens to 1 in a tightly contested encounter. Agnes Odia starred with a brace, scoring in the 39th and 45th minutes, while Mary Lemon put one back for Kalumbila Queens in the second half. Group A resumes on Wednesday at Monis A with a top of the table clash between Valley Queens and Young Green Buffaloes girls at 13 hours. And at 15 hours, Mwenza Queens Academy, who were on bye, will make their debut against Chipembele Police Queens. Kalumbila Queens will sit out match day 2. In Group B, Ingwe Girls of Copperbelt Province got off to a perfect start with a 2-0 win over Mulauli Academy of Western Province. Goals from Sharon Luendo in the 13th minute and Janet Musonda 7 minutes later secured the results. In the second Group B match, Pemba Queens from Southern Province powered past Young MU Sports Academy of Northern Province with a 2-0 victory. Cecilia Mafikeni opened the scoring in the 23rd minute and Diana Mambo sealed the result in stoppage time. Group B action continues Wednesday at Nunis B. Bwacha Pirates, Queens of Central Province, enter the fray against Ingo Girls at 15 hours. Mulauli Academy will be on bye. The top two teams from each group after round robin play will earn promotion to the Zambian Premier League Women's National League for the 2025-26 season. And now the weather report. A relatively dry airflow from the southeast is influencing most parts of the country, leading to partly cloudy and slightly windy weather conditions. Eastern, Muchinga, Northern, Luapula, Copperbelt, Northwestern, Western, Southern, Lusaka, and Central provinces mainly clear, slightly windy and cool. Ends our weather report, and that item brings us to the end of the news part. Before we go, a recap of the stories that made headlines. The Electoral Commission of Zambia (ECZ) has maintained that the Lumezi parliamentary by-election will go as planned, despite the country mourning its 60th Republican president. Over 80 illegal gold miners are feared dead after a tunnel collapsed and buried them alive in the Kakawa gold rush mining in Fumba district of Northwestern Province. And finally, the dilemma of whether the US should join Israel in attacking Iran or stay out of the offensive altogether has exposed divisions among US President Donald Trump supporters. For more news, follow us on Facebook and YouTube, 5FM Radio Zambia. On behalf of the entire news crew and the technical department, thank you for listening to the Happy World of 5FM. Stay safe and stay tuned to 5FM Radio. My name is Lance Sannie Banda. Enjoy the rest of the evening.